But like for like some of the people in this house, like for her especially, I'm worried about how people are going to perceive her in the real world when they start looking up her stuff, and some of the stuff doesn't make sense. Because like he was listening to it too. She says it's eniopathic, which means there's no cause or whatever for gastroparesis. But then her mom and her brother have it, so it's got to be somewhat hereditary. So I said, "Is it hereditary?"
She said that it was genetic.
She said she was born with it, and then she said she was diagnosed when she was a teenager because she has another rare
Then she said she was born
disease.
throwing up, but then she said gastroparesis
She's a rare
didn't come
terminal
till
disease.
teenage years. I was like, I don't get it.
And that's why she's going to Sweden to cross-reference it, because that's how she got it, because you can get gastroparesis at any point of your life.
I don't know.
So then I was like, I just want to, like, if you told me you were born with it, I get it. If you told me they found out later because of this other one, I get it. But don't tell me, like, your mom or your dad, your brother have it, and then it's not genetic or something, you know what I mean? It's obviously something.
And then only one other family in the world has it. So it's not genetic.
But you know how many people have gastroparesis that she finally told me? 5 million. That's a pretty hefty number. My godmother died from a disease that only like, or not a disease, but like this weird like thing with her heart that like, or no, brain aneurysm that only happens. It's only happened like 10 times in the United States.
Oh my.
That is like a strange thing. 5 million people. She said mild cases and stuff, but I was expecting like a low number. You know what I mean? Like 1 in 10, pretty severe. 5 million, that sucks. But like that's at least there's like it's a growing thing that people are gonna like start to research it and stuff. I thought it was just like a small number.
New York.
I thought it was just like I thought it was like 100,000. You know what I mean? Like something like or cystic fibrosis or something like small. Like 5 million is a lot of people. But she said it's like they're different like stages of it. She has the most intense. But I don't know. I get really frustrated when people tell me they're sick because like that when people are sick, that's the one thing that really makes me upset. Like I feel bad. I've been praying for her this whole entire time. If I find out that I've been praying and it's like,
I'm sure it's something.
I don't know. It's definitely something, but like I just want to understand it. You know what I mean?
Do you care if I use a towel or should I grab one from downstairs?
Yeah, grab one of those. Those are all clean.
Thanks. I'm
Emotionally drained, right?
I'm emotionally drained.
Because you want to feel bad for her. And then, like, at first I didn't mind her, like, kind of coasting by. And then, like, now that, like, it's getting more serious and she's just kind of, like, invading my space when I want to relax.
because she's an emotional...
Space invasion, yes. You're like, it's like, you need to just give me a minute to fucking chill out, homie. Like, I can't deal with you all the time. Especially when you're just going to mimic me.
But when you mimic everybody in the whole, like...
No, but, like, I pick up on me. You know, you pick up on you pick up on you. But it's like
all of her actions, all she does.
Well,
is
now I pick up on
for each
all the
person.
ones that she does.
All she goes is around is each person does the same thing, and she'll sit here in one conversation and do the same thing that all of us do, and just go around.
When she just blankly agrees, it drives me crazy. Oh, yeah, I know. Oh my god, it's great. You don't. I can't. Because I know she doesn't know what I'm talking about. I know she doesn't. I know she doesn't feel that way. Because if I asked her a direct question, she'd freak the fuck out. But I'm not going to do that because I'm not an asshole.
Well, sometimes I think that she does know something and she doesn't. And then it just, like, that's, like, you get interested because you're like, oh, she does know about this. So you ask her about it and it's like...
Nope.
It is really cool.
How is it cool?
Yeah, like...
Explain to me what is cool about it.
Oh, the Titanic thing?
Well, she'll go, oh, yeah, you know, and, well, you know.
I was interested in that because...
It's all filler words for an answer.
Yeah. But, like, that Titanic thing is, like, dumb as it was, I was interested in her, like, having something to talk about. So then he asked her, like, what was her name? Or, like, what did she do? And she was just like...
I don't really know anything about her. I just know that I was related to her. If I found out that a family member is the Titanic, that would be... Hey, guess what? First date, someone was in the Titanic, and this is exact... You can't tell me you have an inverted spine.
Okay.
You just cannot tell me that. And then remember when we were in the golf room and she was jumping on her knees on the bed? You told me you have something called rough kneecap syndrome. And here you are, fucking your knees up.
I was dying. You were like, whoa, your knees. Your knees.
Did you say that to her?
Yeah, I was like, your knees. And she's like, they're already fucked anyway.
And then she did it again.
She did it again. So I have a separated shoulder. let me bash it into a fucking wall just because it's already gonna.
Today with the have-nots, or no, yesterday? Was it yesterday? Yeah. With the workout?
No, today with the have-nots, her cheering. You were never a fucking have-not. That note was read to you week 2 because you were never one. Why are you excited?
But that's what confuses me the most. Because I tried to ask her, did you hear me last night? I tried to ask her, I'm like, is there a specific diet for gastroparesis? She said yes. And I said, what kind of things? She's like, it's a very limited diet. And I was like, what kind of things do you eat? She's like, you have to be very specific because anything can be. And I was like, we're going in circles. Because I kept saying, like, what is it? She says, it's a very
But she
specific diet.
smashed a whole burger tonight.
I asked her about that. She said she could eat, she said that ground beef does hurt her stomach. Red meat does, but ground beef is a little bit easier for her to digest. So sometimes she just deals with it. But my whole thing is
But
like,
she doesn't deal with it. She makes burgers for lunch.
but why not just eat, being a have-not, that food? I feel like bowl of oats, protein, and all that stuff would have been good for her.
But she drinks Coke. No
Oh my
vegetables.
God. That Coke, it was half filled. She finished the whole thing yesterday. None of us got any more out. Like, we drank half of it, and she drank the other half. She looked at Christmas, because Christmas wanted to call her out, because one time she finished it again, and so Christmas is like, so, like, do you drink a lot of, like, she's like, did you get some Coke? She's like, oh, I don't drink Coke, I've only drinking it twice. And I look at Christmas like, I've seen her drink Coke, like 10 times. Like,
Was my face like this?
yeah.
But guess who drank a bunch of Diet Coke? Matt. All of a sudden she starts drinking Diet Coke. She's
She
like
was-
silly putty, dude. You stick it onto something, it's the same thing, and it's like, stop, be yourself, be someone.
She doesn't know who she is.
And that hurts me, but it also infuriates me because I don't deal with people like that in my real life. There's a small bubble, and you won't fit inside of it if you're that way.
She's gonna try. She's gonna fit and be that perfect bubble.
No. You cannot replicate the bubble. Be your own fucking bubble.
Even today, we're talking about our animals, but her story just doesn't seem organic. Talking about Cosmo.
She told me
How about
that
just shut the fuck up and let
she told
somebody
me
finish
her-
their own fucking story and have their moment?
She told me her dog knows 23 tricks. Who trained him? Me. Name me all 23.
Dog. Do
My
stuff.
dog knows 23 tricks.
Did you ask her what they are? Because that's a lot of tricks.
She said, he gives me the paw, and then he gives me both paws, and he sits, and then if he has to pee or poop, he rolls around. And then she said, he plays fetch. That's 5 things. Those aren't tricks. Those are things that dogs do.
But here's my thing, like, when she
Okay, what
tells
are the
stories
other
and
tricks?
stuff.
I don't know, there's fucking 18 more to list. And then we stopped.
But this is what I'm saying. When she gives stories that, like, aren't true, because sometimes they don't sound like they're true. When her family and when her friends watch this, like, don't you think they're gonna, like, or is she like this at home, though? And they just kind of, like, assume.
She told me her brother had a sugar glider, which apparently is a squirrel that flies or some shit.
Oh, yeah.
A
They're
flying
the flying squirrel.
Okay, he said that he would keep it in his pocket,
They do fit. They're pretty small.
and he would go everywhere with it. And then he took it to college, and the professors would keep them in their pocket. And when class was over, they would jump out and fly to her brother.
No, it doesn't fly. What it does is it's a squirrel, and it flies. It crawls up to the top, and then
It
it'll
glides.
jump, and it glides.
It's the next branch.
But it's only like down.
She said that he would come out of the teacher's pocket and just fly over to her brother.
God, I wish I would
And I
have
said,
had that conversation.
there's
'Cause I
no
would have
way
asked.
this squirrel flies from one pocket to another pocket.
The only part of
How
that
about
story
this?
could be true is that it rides in the pocket, because Jason had one, and then his squirrel jumped out of his pocket, and his when he was riding his horse.
Oh wait, did she
And-
hear this story before?
Oh my God.
How about this?
Oh my God. Did it die from a horse? Was he riding to school on his horse because he was an agriculture major, and his squirrel jumped out and his horse stepped on it, and then he had to bash his head in with a rock? Oh my God. Well, because his horse stepped on it and he didn't want to step, so he finished it. Jason doesn't tell the best stories for himself, but I mean, he loved his squirrel. It rode in his pocket everywhere with him, and it would jump. He'd have to climb trees because he'd be like, that son of a bitch run up a tree, and sometimes, most of the time, it would come when he called it. But sometimes he had to climb up a tree, and then
I
his
remember
other
him telling about
and then his
training his
other
squirrel.
one, his other squirrel was one that got electrocuted by a wire, and he tried to go up and get it, but it fucking was like, "Fuck you!"
I remember that one.
yeah. You guys have heard these stories. Was that the story?
I don't know, man.
How
Point
long
is
ago
is
did she
that
tell you the story?
She knows somebody with a flying fucking squirrel in their pocket.
And then she said,
Why
I
don't
feel
we
like
just
we're
start
talking about
asking
flying
really
squirrels.
specific questions whenever she says something. and make
I
her
just
still.
I feel bad calling her out because sometimes
we're not calling her out. We're genuinely questioning, asking questions about her experience, and eventually she'll shut the fuck up because she can't answer it.
If you had 4 miniature schnauzers, tiny animals,
4?
4 of them.
Thought it was 1.
No, there's 4.
Okay.
she might because she lives on a street with her grandparents, her cousins, her uncles, and everyone. Like they have a street named after them. You know what? Maybe I'm just buying into it. I'm sorry.
Okay. Then she
Alex.
said.
Fuck.
Then she said that they feed wild raccoons in their
Yeah, the
backyard,
coons.
possums, foxes.
My mom lives on a farm. She has critters come play.
But
Your
if
mom
you
is
have
goddamn
4
Snow White.
schnauzers, if you have
She
4
is.
schnauzers,
Why would you feed a raccoon?
why would you invite raccoons and possums? Because they would fuck your animals up.
Yeah.
So, A,
Because-
are you Snow White? B, why are you endangering your schnauzers with possums and raccoons and foxes? Coyotes?